pendant. We still have a couple heart pendants left, right, Pat? We have a few of those, not many. We're down to the final few dozen total of the heart pendant. But, okay, so we had this last night, and I lost my mind. And I think you will too. So let me show you what we get to do on this incredible earring today. So, Emerald girls, come to your TV. You must see this. You must. Very rare to see that size, that color. You're looking easily at over a carat in each ear. That size, that color in an emerald period. Most emerald that you see in that size and that color, get ready to drop big bucks. $129, I remember when we launched this at $129, it sold out completely. Completely sold out. We have a few of these back, and I will tell you, it is just as good as it gets for an emerald stud earring. It's a choice between emerald and ruby. The ruby comes in at 2 carats. Excuse me, the emerald comes in at 2 carats, the ruby comes in at 3 carats. They're the same size, but ruby is heavier. Therefore, corundum is heavier, therefore it weighs more, but they are the same size. The ruby is also, these are genuine, okay, genuine emeralds. I don't know how many emeralds there are, but let me tell you, that is such a phenomenal deal for a gorgeous emerald. That is green. I know you're like, duh, emeralds are always green, not like that. Very seldom to find an emerald that big and that color that you could afford. So that's what I love about this set. This was a special opportunity buy for us, and we get to pass on the savings to all of you. Here it is in the ruby, that rich, red, luscious corundum. Look at the color. Look at the high luster coming off those stones. Gosh, is that pretty for $89.95. 4 payments of $22.49. So if you love a stud earring, if you love the idea of having something just perfectly positioned on your ear that you can wear every day, no matter what you're doing, you're going for a walk, you're going to the gym, you're running errands. When I'm not at work, I never leave the house without an earring, but they're normally, I would say 90% of the time I have some type of a stud earring in my ear when I'm not working and just running around taking care of business. And this is the perfect thing for those of us that love a beautiful stud like that. So if you would like to order yours, this is your day to get it. How many in the emerald, Pat? If you want the emeralds, very, very unusual, girls, to get an emerald in that color and in that size. And that is the key. I mean, that is a really, really beautiful emerald. Most emerald, it's interesting because these are Brazilian emeralds, and a lot of times with the Brazilian emerald, you get better color than Colombian, but you don't get the Colombian clarity, right? So in this particular emerald, you're getting better color, normally than the Colombian, but you're also getting that translucency. Now, I'm gonna show them over here because it's kind of hard. I want you to see the close-ups so you understand. They're not perfectly clear, but they have a lot of life in the stone. And emeralds, as many of you have heard us talk about in the past, all emerald will have inclusions, all of them. There's no such thing as a perfectly clear emerald. If you want a perfectly clear emerald, then buy chrome diopside. Because chrome diopside is perfectly clear and it will rival an emerald. So that's an example for you. But if you want real, genuine emeralds, here is your chance to get them at a very affordable price today. We took $40 off. They're down to $89.95. They've never been lower than this. We have them on 4 payments of $22.49. And this is item number 610816. I just think they're so pretty. And of course, the ruby also is beautiful. That cherry red, in the industry they refer to that as pigeon blood red. Maybe not the prettiest connotation, but that is what the experts refer to that color as. It is a rich, deep, beautiful, saturated red. And so whether you are an emerald baby or a July ruby baby, or you just want a precious stone to work back, maybe you picked up the pendant, for example. The pendants, by the way, are almost gone. If you want the pendant, last we checked, we're down to the final few dozen. There's the ruby. Look at how pretty. Oh, it's sold out on the ruby. Okay, ruby is available on wait list if you missed it. There is the sapphire. And the sapphire you can see, beautiful. Do a little red, white, and blue story. Only 2 dozen left in the sapphire. Emerald pendant sold out. Ruby pendant sold out. Earrings are still available if you'd like to. Now, if you tuned in late, if you've not seen this yet, get ready. I'm gonna give you final updates on what's left on our today's special. I know